Hello everybody, welcome back to EduTap. I hope you guys are doing absolutely good. This is your SEBI Grade A 2025 Phase 2 marathon in which we are going to solve multiple questions from multiple different subjects. And as you all know that your exam is scheduled on 21st of Feb. This is Phase 2, right? So you would have practiced multiple MCQs, multiple concepts. Right now the time is to test all of those concepts. Right. So first allow me to start this marathon. I will tell you that what is the schedule of the upcoming marathons, what are different sessions which we have planned for you so that your confidence can increase for the exam which is scheduled on 21st of Feb. Right. Let's start this particular marathon. First, I would like to give you a brief information that originally we planned that today we will solve the questions of accountancy and management. But I have decided, and why I have decided, I will tell you. I have decided that today we will do only management as a subject. Then on 11th of Feb, which is Wednesday, we will do costing. On 13th of Feb, we will do economics. On 16th of Feb, we will take up descriptive writing, and on 18th Feb, we will take three very important subjects: finance, companies acts, and account. Right? Although the thumbnail of this video says that you have accountancy and management for today, but we are only doing management. We are not doing accounts today because for accounts, what I have planned is that we will directly take 30 numericals and 20 concept based questions in the accounts marathon. Right? To build 30 numericals, that too of exam level, need certain time. So I need certain time from all of you so that I can complete my PPT, so that I can bring multiple MCQs for you, that too of exam level for accounts. Right? So therefore we have shifted accounts on 18th of Feb. But as you all know, today we are starting with management. Then day after tomorrow we have costing, which will be taken by Ashima ma'am. On 13th February, which is Friday, we have economics. On 16th Feb, which is Monday, Narveer sir will take a marathon in descriptive English. I think this is a must attend for all of you because you should not ignore phase 2 paper 1. And on 18th Feb, we will meet again. Finance, Companies Act and Accounts marathon will happen. Right? So today, as discussed, we are only discussing management. Now for management, my friends, and yes, if you want to get the PDF of this particular class, then you can join our Telegram channel. The link is given in the description box below. And if you are new to our channel, then please subscribe to it. We will provide you multiple good videos for multiple different exams. Now, today we are solving 40 important questions for the management. Right? Today, rather, we are solving not 40, we are solving 50 important questions, which includes 10 previous year questions of phase 2. Right? But you will say me, sir, why we are only doing 50, why not 100 and 150, or why not 200? Simply, my friends, because we have already done a lot of stuff for management. One weekly marathon, then you have a full-fledged marathon. For phase 1, paper 2 was also conducted. And if I keep repeating the same questions, if I keep repeating the same concept, then it will become monotonous for you. So if you see in the very first marathon, we have solved around 100 questions. In the weekly marathon, again, we have solved 50 questions. And if you solve all of these MCQs, then definitely it is a very good way to revise the concepts before you enter into the examination hall. Right? So revise these 150 questions and then you can watch this marathon in which we are again solving 50 questions, out of which 10 will be your previous year questions. Right? So today I have questions from multiple topics: motivation, leadership, journal management, communication and HRD, and I will give you application based question also. We will also take statement based questions. We will also take one marker questions and whatnot. Right? So let's start solving 40 questions first. Then I will take the previous year questions. But again to repeat for the last time, please understand that we have already conducted a lot of marathons, so you can go and watch them and then you can continue with this video. Right? Let's start with the question number 1, which is on your screen. Read the question, pause the question, not pause the question, pause the video rather, and then definitely you should try to solve it. The question says, a manager in a financial services firm notices that employees become demotivated when they feel growth, recognition and job security needs are not fulfilled. He concludes that employees experience psychological tensions when important needs remain unsatisfied, and they actively try to reduce the tension by working towards fulfilling those needs. Based on this understanding, which of the following statement is incorrect? First of all, you have to understand that what the question is saying. Right? A manager in a financial services firm Notice that employees become demotivated when they feel the growth, recognition, and job security needs are not fulfilled, which creates certain kind of tension. So, is this your process theory or content theories? You have to first understand it and then answer the question. Chaliye, which of the following is incorrect? A manager approach reflects the idea that unmet needs create internal tension. This statement is correct because it is clearly given, right, that there will be some tensions which will be created if important needs are unsatisfied. Employees are likely to engage in a behavior aimed at satisfying unmet needs. Yes, this statement is also correct because tension will definitely result into a goal oriented behavior. The focus is on here identifying how employees cognitively calculate effort and reward. No, this is incorrect because this is a statement of process theories of motivation. However, the question is talking about content theories of motivation. So this is how phase 2 can be different. Like they have not directly mentioned that this paragraph is talking about content. But if you see the needs, recognition, growth, job securities, these are matching to the needs of Maslow. These are also matching to the needs of Eldiffer. So you can directly conclude that this is a content theories of motivation, and content theories of motivation do not focuses on how employee is getting motivated. Rather they motivate by what? Right, in your content theories we focus on what motivates my employee, what are the different type of needs, right? So the correct answer over here will be option number C because this is incorrect. Option C is incorrect. Rest two were also correct. This approach focuses on theories that emphasizes specific human needs act as a motivator. Such theories assume that motivation originates from internal deficiencies. This is also correct. Right? So my correct answer becomes option number C. If you have got C, then very good. Next question, question number 2. Under esteem needs of Maslow, Maslow explained that all humans have the need to feel respected. This includes needs to have self-esteem and self-respect. Okay. Esteem represents a typical human desire to be expected and valued by others. Identify a special class of esteem needs where individual requires need for status, recognition, fame, prestige and attention from others. A good question for Maslow. Many people don't know that esteem is further divided into higher esteem and lower esteem. Higher esteem comes from within, lower esteem comes from outside people. Now, in the question, it is clearly said that you are looking for esteem from others. So, this is lower self esteem, and therefore, my answer will be option number B. My answer will be option number B because lower order self esteem basically says what? That you are looking for self esteem, you are looking for multiple other things which gives you recognition from the outside people, right, not from the inside. If the same statement is made like intrinsic, if I just write the same statement again that you are looking for, I would say what, self esteem, self respect from your own self, then it will be higher order. Otherwise, if there is something like outside, others, extrinsic, these all are lower order, right? So my correct answer will be option number B. Those who have given B, very good. Next question. Hansberg two-factor theory is also known as motivation hygiene theory. In the same regard, which of the following is not a motivating factor? Which of the following is not a motivating factor? Right? So motivating factors are your satisfiers, which motivates you for longer period of time, and then you have hygiene factors which motivate you for a shorter period of time. The question is asking you which of the following is not a motivating factor. Pause the video and try to answer it. Achievement, yes, it is a motivating factor. Recognition, yes. Work itself, yes. Responsibility, yes. But is interpersonal relations a motivating factor? No, they are a hygiene factors. Hygiene factors are also known as maintenance factors. Right? So this is a good question, I would say. Why? Because you need to have a knowledge about different type of needs which falls under multiple factors. So my correct answer for this question will be option number E. Right, the correct answer will be option number E. You can see hygiene factors which helps you to prevent dissatisfaction are company policies, administrative policies, interworking relations, working conditions, job security, salary and supervision. These all are extrinsic. These all are extrinsic. But if you see motivators which are like satisfiers, they decide that whether you are satisfied or not. So you have achievement, recognition, work, responsibility and growth, promotion and advancements. Remember this, this is one of the most important theories when you read about motivation. Question number 4. A manager has a small team of employees, but each individual is self-motivated and could be termed as high achiever. Okay, each individual is self-motivated and could be termed as high achiever. The manager has been given a particularly difficult assignment. Even for high achievers, the probability that the job can be done, completed by one individual by the required deadline is low. Identify the best course of action for the audit manager. Now, this is typical application based question. Let's see who is able to answer it. I'm waiting for you to answer. Pause the video and try to answer. Assign one individual high achiever, thrive on high risk. Assign two employees to moderate risk. Assign all employees to ensure risk of failure is low. Ask company management to cancel the job, or none of the above. Now, this is a kind of a confusing question. Now, if you know the person who is driven by need of achievement, because it is clearly given that employees in this particular company are termed as high achiever, and those who are high achiever, they work on moderate risk. They do not work on high risk. They do not work on lower risk, because if they work on lower risk, their reward will also be low, and if they work on higher risk, the chances of failure is also very high. So they will try to avoid these two situations. They try to avoid the extreme, and they try to work on what? Moderate level of risk. So therefore my right answer will become what? Option number B. Right? And this high achievement need, or need of achievement, need of appreciation, need of power, which you also call as need of influence, was given to you by whom? David McClelland. So my correct answer over here will be becoming what? Option number B, because you are giving moderate risk. Moderate risk means what? That over here the chances of failure are not that much high. The chances of achievement is also not that much high. So you will be working at that particular level wherein you can manage the risk. Right? So you can manage the risk at moderate risk of failure. So it's better to assign that. Right? And this is all theory. This is not me saying, this is what David McClelland has said. I am just interpreting the things for you. So the correct answer will be option number B. Now, next question. Let's move forward. This explanation is for all of you. Once you get the PDF, you can read it. Question number 5. A team leader is conducting a feedback session with employees. Instead of listening carefully, he frequently moralizes, passes judgment on their performance, and offers consoling remarks without understanding the real issue. As a result, employees feel misunderstood and communication breakdown. Based on this situation, which of the following represents a barrier to the effective communication? So they have given you a paragraph of 4 to 5 lines. You have been asked to identify the barrier to communication. Now we all know that there are 4 barriers on a large. We have first your semantic barrier, which I think is the most important one. Then you have psychological barriers. Then you have personal barriers. And then you also have organizational barriers. Now, as per the question, you have to identify which barrier we are talking about. Moralizing, being judgmental, offering consoling comments without understanding. Okay, encouraging dialogue, summarizing key points, self-review, using simple words, using personal statements, maintaining eye contact, clear narration. Clearly, you can say that the correct answer will be option number A. And this question we have included because this trend has been followed in RBI. RBI phase 2. They will give you a long paragraph, and in the paragraph itself the answer is hidden. So in this question also, if you see passes judgment, offer consoling remarks, the answer was hidden over here. You just have to identify. It's a kind of a reading comprehension. Right? It's a kind of a reading comprehension. So the only difference between this question and the examination level question can be that this paragraph can be big. It can be a 4 to 5 lines. It can be of 6 to 10 lines, or it can be a combination of multiple paragraphs. Over here, like we have just given you one simple paragraph just to explain you that what type of question you can expect. Although RBI phase 2 is a different ball game altogether, SEBI Grade A Phase 2 is a different ball game altogether, but you have to be ready. Right, because the exam conducting authority is same, which is IBPS. So my fifth answer will be option number A. Question number 6. Now this is a good question if you see. We have often seen that individual lose interest in the job after certain time. So manager needs to understand the career planning of the individuals. Manager must understand these stages, which are known as career roles. In the same regard, identify a career role where manager needs to be broaden perspective and think long term. He needs to define the direction in which the entire organization, or at least a major segment, will develop or would develop. So like see, through this question I would like to give you one learning, that in exam of SEBI Grade A Phase 2, not every question will be like that, yes, I have seen this before, right? They can ask you some alien questions also because management is quite wide, right? So they can ask you anything. So I hope this particular question will give you one basic learning that if you don't know the answer, you can make a calculated guess. But at the end of the day, the word is calculated guess. It's not like a random guess, right? Random guess looks like what? Random guess looks like what? A, B, C, D, E. I think D is correct. So let's mark D. This is incorrect. You have to read the question. If you know it, then answer. Otherwise, leave it. Now, tell me what is the answer for this. Identify the career role where manager needs to broaden the perspective, think long term. Right? So it cannot be apprentice because apprentice is something which starts at very young level. Right? It cannot be colleague also, it cannot be learner also because these two are not making any sense. So either it will be mentor or either it will be sponsor. Right? Now, if the word or if the answer has to be mentor, I think they should have mentioned about guiding something. They should have given a personal like consideration to something like, right, if I am a mentor, then I will be guiding somebody, I will be training that person, which is not present over here. Therefore, if I have to make a calculated guess, I would have chosen option number C. If you are confused between A and C, yes, that confusion is justified. But if your answer is B, D, and E, then I would say your management concepts are not that much great. You have to practice, right? So I think the C will be the correct answer, and C is the correct one. Now remember, there are four career roles: apprentice, colleague, mentor, and sponsor. In sponsor, you broaden the perspective, think long term. If you see, in mentoring, you develop individual ideas, you maintain trust to assume responsibility for the subordinates' work. Apprenticeship is like beginning of career, colleague is like you will be making some team around you. Right? So the correct answer for this question is option number C. Question number 6, correct answer will be C. Now let's move to seventh one. Mr. Sujit is a person who dislikes work. He tried to avoid work and responsibility. He is not ambitious. Which of the following motivation theory best explains Sujit's theory? Sujit's attitude, I would say. Hansberg two factor, we cannot say something like this, right? Because Hansberg two factor is like motivators and your hygiene factor. So you cannot judge over here because not enough information is available. So the correct answer, Y, X, and Z. Y is kind of democratic in nature, which is not mentioned in the question, so I will eliminate A and B. D can also be eliminated because theory Z works on brotherhood, so the correct answer will automatically become option number C. And this is a straightforward question. Theory X and Y was given by whom? Douglas MacGregor. Theory Z was given by William Auchi. Last year they have asked a simple forward question. Who is the founder of theory Z of management? So straight away your answer will be what? William Auchi. So there can be easy questions also, there can be confusing questions also. You have to be ready for both. Next, question number 8. Identify the concept of communication which explains the tension and anxiety about oral communication, written communication, or both. So something which explains tension and anxiety about oral communication or written communication is what? Communication abstractions, these are basically the barriers, so it will not be the correct answer. Apprehensions, frustration, or barrier. See, A and D you can directly eliminate. E is also not making any sense because the correct answer over here is option number B, communication apprehensions. Apprehensions means what? That I have certain butterflies in my stomach when I do public speaking. Some people have this, right? So this is what communication apprehensions is. There is one more term, communication audit. If you are active in the class, do let me know the meaning of communication audit in the comment box. Okay. Next question, question number 9. Read the following passage, which is of small, and the question that follows. Vijay really enjoys checking out new art at the local coffee shop. He is often trying out new drinks at the same shop. He is also thinking about changing the hairstyle and getting ears pierced. Right? So Vijay personality trait matches to which particular component under Big 5 model of personality? Big 5 model of personality is ocean model. O stands for what? Openness. C stands for consciousness. E stands for extraversion. A stands for agreeableness. And N stands for neuroticism. So you have to tell me what is the correct answer as per the Vijay's requirement. Vijay really enjoys checking out new art, right? He is open to do something new. At the same time, he is also changing his hairstyle. So this, and he is getting his ears pierced. Ears pieced. So this basically means that he is having an open kind of trait. Openness means what? That you are open to new experience. You would have seen that some people jump from a mountain. They just want to have some kick in their life. So that is why we have an openness trait. Like, I am not having the correct pronunciation of this word. I know the second word which I'm trying to explain you is consciousness. This basically means that you are well organized. You are driven by need of achievement, you can say. Extraversion basically means that you are a kind of a party animal. You love to, have socializing. You love to make new friends. Agreeableness is a person who is very humble. He or she is very noble. He will never debate with you. He will always say that you win at my cost. Neuroticism is a negative trait to have. It's like your kind of mood swings. Some people they are happy but they don't know. Some people they are sad but they don't know why they are sad. Right? So this is like mental disorder kind of stuff. So the correct answer over here will be option number A, straight away question. Right? Now we have question number 10. Evaluation of training and development is important to measure whether training was effective or not. There are various criteria, but we have zero criteria. Now they are asking you the full form of zero. In zero, C stands for context, I stands for input, O stands for output. They are asking you the full form of R. What is the full form of R? R stands for what? Reaction. R stands for what? Reaction. Now what is zero? I hope you know that if you have to measure that whether the training and development of process of the company is going on the right track or not, so you follow zero approach. Zero means C stands for what? Company's current requirement, like how many people I need to train on AI. So you set the content first, then you provide the input as in like I identified that 18 people requires AI training, so I will have somebody like from industry who can give the training to these 18 people. Then I will check those reaction and then I will also check the output. Reactions of what? People who have taken the training. Output as in is there any significant increase in the productivity or any other measure. Right? So this was a zero approach. Many students, I don't know whether they know it or not, but it's a fundamental thing which you study in this chapter of HRD, Human Resource Development. Right? So for question number 10, the correct answer will be option number A. Next question, question number 11. A health magazine said that they have found a survey that people who are suffering from AIDS are not talked properly to in the society. They are mostly forced to live alone and their house leading to their depressions. These people who need love does not get that. What they get is hate. So you are talking about some situation of some AIDS people. The above lines are talking about which type of problem or barrier. So the people who are having AIDS, they are isolated. Why they are isolated? Is it due to rigidity? Is this halo effect? Is this stereotyping? Is this filtering? See, it cannot be filtering, because filtering means that I have passed you a message, but you are not passing the exact content of the message. You are doing any kind of manipulation over here. So filtering cannot be right. Rigidity can also be not the correct one, because rigidity means that you will not accept somebody else's views. For example, X and Y. Theory X and theory Y, they both are kind of rigid in nature. They won't agree to each other because their mental set is totally different. Halo and horn effect are different ball game altogether. It's like based on one particular quality you will try to judge the entire person. So you are left with option number C, which is stereotyping. Stereotyping basically means what? That if you are doing any kind of discrimination based on age, sex and religion, that is known as stereotyping. Right? So the correct answer will be option number C over here. Cool. Now let's move to question number 12. Identify the type of a non-verbal communication where people often refer to their personal space, which is also an important type of non-verbal communication. So when it comes to non-verbal communication, you have oculics, you have kinesics, you have chronomics and whatnot. But when it comes to personal space के लिए the correct answer will be option number D, which is proxemics. I will not allow multiple strangers to come so close to me, right? Because I want them to stay away from me. I don't know them. But the person who knows me, they can come near to me, right? So personal space के लिए we have proxemics. Kinesics is for your entire body language. Oculics is for your eyes. Haptics is your touch of the hand. Proxemics will be the correct answer for question number 12. Moving forward to 13th. Which of the following role a manager performs a resource allocator? So we all know the role of Henry Mitzberg. Henry Mitzberg has given you 10 different roles of manager divided into 3 categories. So you have, I would say, informational, you have interpersonal and decisional, right? Both informational and interpersonal have 3 3. A total 10 roles were there, right? So 3 is divided under interpersonal, 3 is divided under informational also. In decision you have 4. So 4 plus 3, 7, 7 plus 3, 10. The question is asking you regarding manager perform resource allocator. So resource allocator comes under your, I would say, what, decisional roles. It comes under your decisional roles. Therefore, the correct answer for question number 13 will be option number B. Interpersonal, I hope you know, leader is one of the most famous interpersonal roles. In informational, you collect the information, you have spokesperson, you have disseminator and whatnot. Right? In interpersonal, you also become the figurehead of the company. So I hope you remember all the 10 roles. In decisional, you also have entrepreneur, you have disturbance handler, you are resource allocator and whatnot. Right? So the correct answer over here will be option number B. Question number 14. A big lengthy question. I will first request you to pause the video and then try to solve it by your own self. Chaliye. A newly appointed manager is reviewing different managerial concepts in order to strengthen organizational system. During the review, she makes following observations. So there are 5 observations which are given to you. You have to identify which one is the correct. While drafting a workflow manual, she states that procedures are clearly outlined as a sequence of steps to perform a task. This statement is correct because procedure gives you step-by-step method to do the work. Method gives you what? Method gives you standardized way to do the work. Right? But step-by-step is given under procedure only. So 1 is correct. While preparing annual financial targets for a new budget, she categorizes budget as a one-time plan. This is also correct. Budget is one time because you make budget for every target. Right? You make budget for every year. Next, while restructuring the organization into division based on products, she anticipates possible conflict over allocation of resource between division. This is also correct because under divisional products, under divisional structure, you make different divisions of the company based on the products which you sell. Now, if you are giving higher budget to project A, project B can be like going into a different stream. The people who are working in project B, they can be into the state of conflict with A because you are not distributing the resources carefully. Right? So 1, 2, 3 are correct. While studying organizational structure, she notes that formal organization does not necessarily follow scalar chain. This is incorrect because formal definitely follows scalar chains. What is scalar chain? I hope you know. Scalar chain is a communication network. The midpoint or the horizontal communication over here is known as gangplank. Scalar chain was given to you by Henry Fayol. So 4 is incorrect. Fifth, while analyzing delegation practices, she concludes that the extent of decentralization reflects how much authority has been delegated across the level. This statement is also correct. Right? So your correct answer will be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 and 5, which is option number A only. Right? So my correct answer will be option number A. Okay? Only the 4th one is incorrect over here, which we have identified. Question number 5th. The term span of management is also known as. Now in the exam you will get certain easy questions. And if you get any easy question, do not spend more than 10 seconds on it. The span of management is also known as span of control given by Sir Ian Hamilton. So my answer will be option number B. Very easy question. Let's not waste our time on that. 16th one. You have to read the case which is given to you and then you have to identify the false one. Come on. A manager follows a participative leadership in his department. One manager is there who is following participative leadership. Right? So once he is following participative leadership, we all know that this is a kind of a democratic leadership. Right? This is democratic, which we also call it as consultative, given by Kurt Lewin. Right? चलिए बताइए. A manager follows participative leadership style in his department. He encourages employees to share their opinion, involve them in discussions before finalizing decision, and provide guidance while tasks are being performed. However, he is still unsure that responsibilities are properly distributed among the team members. Okay. Based on the situation, which of the following statement is false? A leader assigns work to the workforce. This is a very straightforward question. So straightforward statement rather, which is correct. A leader provides guidance during the workforce. during the work process. Yes, this is also correct. A leader makes decision after considering conclusion drawn by the workforce. Yes, this is also correct, because under participative, upward communication is allowed. Right? The leader does not assign any task to the workforce. This is incorrect. Right? Because leader will assign. The leader does not assign any task to the workforce will be correct only for delegative leadership. Only for delegative leadership, which is the third one given by Kurt Lewin. Delegative is also known as what? Free rein. It is also known as what? It is also known as laissez-faire. I hope you know it. So the correct answer for question number 16th will be option number D. I hope you would have also got it correct. 17th. Read the following statements and then select the right code. The question is talking to you regarding accountability, responsibility, and authority. So we all know that authority flows downward, responsibility and accountability flows upward. Right? So check. Authority flowing downward, this is correct. Responsibility flowing downward, no, responsibility flows upward. Accountability flows upward, yes, this is also correct. So my correct answer will be A and C is correct. Therefore, the correct answer will be option number E only. Can I delegate accountability? No. Can I delegate authority? The answer will be yes. Can I delegate responsibility? The answer will be no. But can I delegate partial responsibility? The answer will be yes. So full responsibility cannot be delegated. Partial responsibility can be delegated. Remember this, right? So this is what my the concept of delegation is. Delegation के अंदर ही हमने पढ़ा है, right? These are all the concepts which you study in organizing chapter, and the topic is delegation. There are three important components of delegation: authority, responsibility, and accountability. So as per that explanation, option number E is correct. Let's move to the 18th one now. 18th one is saying what? Identify four main style of leadership displayed by manager, which is which I which identified in Tanman and Skimmett leadership continuum of possible leadership behavior. So Tanman and Skimmett, they have defined leadership as a continuum. So first you become telling manager, then you become selling manager, then you become what? Consultative, or you become consult, suggest and joins. Consult, suggest and join. Then you become delegative, and then you become abdicates. Right? So these are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 leadership styles which a person follows as per Tanman and Skimmett leadership continuum. Now those who don't know, you can skip it. But see, help is not there. Command is also not there. So I can eliminate A and B. Tell, sell, consult and join. Yes, C will be the correct answer. Help is also not there. So my correct answer will be option number C. Right? So you tell, you sell, you suggest, consults and join, delegates and abdicates. This is the most extreme end wherein you try to follow delegative leadership, like completely leaving the world altogether itself, and telling is like most autocratic. Right? So I hope you have also got the correct answer for question number 18. 19th now. Identify the leadership style wherein a leader works on principle that a leader can prove legitimacy by nurturing sincere relationship with their subordinates, giving due importance to their input. Moreover, such leader who they believe in. See, if you read the lining itself, it will be very, very open to you that what the answer is. It cannot be ethical, because ethical is like setting good examples for the society which the society will follow. Yes, the correct answer will be authentic. Authentic leadership says what? Authentic leadership says what? That these are my values, I believe on these. I will be creating certain, like authentic value. I will be creating certain value system in my company, like what late Ratan Tata sir did. Today Tatas are known for their philanthropy. Right? So this is what your option number B, authentic leadership, explains to you. Shared leadership is not making any sense. Shared leadership was given by Robert Greenleaf, in which you turn the pyramid upside down. Pyramid of what? Pyramid of power. Right? Paternalistic leadership is also not correct, because in paternalistic leadership you become a parent for the employees, which is not present in the question. So my correct answer will be option number B. Right? 20th one. Chalo. A manager observes that certain employees in the team perform only when they assign formal duties. They show minimal involvement beyond their job requirements and maintain strict professional relationship with their leader. They are not the parts of leader inner circle. See, whenever a circle comes into my mind, and this is a question of leadership, right? Straight away my mind goes towards leader member exchange theory, which we also call it as LMX theory. right? Vertical dyad linkage theory. This is also a new name to it. Vertical dyad linkage theory. So based on this theory, you can answer this question. Based on this situation, which of the following trait is most likely to be associated with out group members? So under this theory, what happened? A leader is there. A leader will have an in group and a leader will have an out group. Those employees who are in group, you will definitely be more connected to the leader. You will listen to the leader. Leader will give a personal attention on you. But if you are an outside leader, then leader will not be that much connected to you. Right? So please try to tell me that which of the following will be a feature for an out group member. High respect and mutual trust with the leader. No, this is in group. Strong loyalty and extra role commitment. No, again in group. Persistence in exceeding performance expectation. Again, no, in group. High attendance but limited involvement beyond formal duties. Yes, this is out group member. Out group members are just coming for namesake purpose. They will come at 9 a.m. If the reporting time is 9 a.m., they will leave by 6 p.m. These are the people who just work for namesake purpose, right? And this is not their mistake. This is the mistake of the leader, because leader is creating groupism. Leader is creating groupism, right? So my correct answer will be option number D. Cool. Now let's move to 21. Researchers by Fiedler uncovered three contingency dimensions that define key follower factors for determining leader effectiveness, situational factors, leader behavioral style, situational factors for determining follower effectiveness, or all of the above. See, Fred Fiedler is the theory which you study in situational leadership style. Right? Fred Fiedler is a situational theory of leadership. So straight away you can eliminate option number C, because option number C talks about behavior theories, which is not the case over here. So either the answer will be A, B, D, or E. Follower factors for determining leader effectiveness or situational factors for determining leader effectiveness. Yes, the correct answer will be B. So there are three factors which determine the leader's effectiveness. First is your what? Leader position power. Then you also have your whether the task is structured or not, and then you also check the leader member relationships. Right? First you check member relationships, task whether it is structured or not, and then you check that whether leader has high power or low power. Based on these three factors, you tell that the leader can be task motivated, or rather he is a relationship motivated leader, or task oriented or relationship oriented. I hope you know that there can be 8 different cases in this. Based on these three situational factors, there can be 8 different cases. Those who have attended my live class, they know. Otherwise, you can skip this. Right? So the correct answer over here will be option number B. Right? Now, let's move to 22. 22 is a very big, I would say what, statement, paragraph based question. So try to read the paragraph and then tell me. Okay, so the statement is based on powers and authority. You can see first paragraph is talking about power. The second paragraph is talking about authority. Right? The question is asking you which of the following is not an example of positional power. Positional power is basically your authority only. Positional power is authority, something which you get from a position. There are two types of powers, positional and personal. Positional and personal. Right? Personal power are like expert power, referent power, right? And one more is there, information power is in positional. Right? So there are three type of powers which comes under personal. You can let me know the name of the third one in the comment box. If I'm not wrong, it's charismatic power, right? But you confirm it in the chat box or in the comment box. Positional powers are what? Positional powers come from a position, like you have legitimate power, reward power, information power, right? These comes from a particular position. So which of the following is not an example of positional? Legitimate is a I would say positional power. Reward power is also positional. Yes, coercive power is also positional, because it comes from a particular position. Expert power, is it a kind of a positional power? No, it's a kind of a personal power, because you become the expert of that particular field and you listen to that particular person. For example, why do you listen to doctors? Doctors have the position, right? They have the personal power, rather they have the personal knowledge, they are having a personal expertise, therefore you listen to them, right? So it's a kind of a non-positional power, you can say. So my correct answer will be option number D. Right. Question number 23. Read the big paragraph and tell me which style of leadership is mentioned over here. Please read it. Please read it. All of you. Steve Jobs is widely remembered not only as a visionary entrepreneur but also as a leader with unique and powerful influence on his teams. As a co-founder of Apple, he played very pivotal role in shaping personal computer revolutions. Okay, come to the main crux. Jobs has an excellent ability to articulate clear-cut goals and bold and ambitious. You also read it. I am also reading it. Okay, providing freedom to his team to discover the best path. He really need to dictate. Okay, and he also created jobs, encouraged them to think independently. These are enough word for me to understand that what the question is talking about, because the question is saying what you have to identify the leadership styles. See, it cannot be autocratic because autocratic will never provide you freedom. It can be consultative, it can be delegative, it cannot be bureaucratic because bureaucratic runs on rules, and rules are not mentioned in this particular paragraph. Paternalistic is also eliminated because in paternalistic you try to look for a father figure, but nothing regarding that is mentioned in this particular paragraph. So either the answer will be consultative or delegative. Now see, if you are marking your answer as consultative, then you are wrong. Consultative is democratic. Yes, certain freedom is provided under consultative also, but if you read the further lines, independent thinking, you do not dictate anything. These are the features of free reign, which is delegative. So my correct answer will be option number C. Remember, in consultative, you will still dictate certain terms. You will take the feedback then, right? Consultative is what democratic, but under your this particular paragraph, it is clearly said that you provide encouragement to think independently, you provide freedom also. So these are the things which are there in the delegative leadership style and not consultative, right? Question number 24, a very basic question, but still I see many people will go wrong. Which term best describes the process of obtaining, deploying and utilizing the variety of essential resources to contribute in organizational sense? Planning, organizing, staffing, management or directing. See, planning basically means what? To decide that what we have to do in the future. Organizing is allocation and mobilization of multiple resources. Staffing is what? Putting a right person on the right job. But if you see, the question is talking about obtaining, deploying and utilizing variety of essential resources. Now this is not matching to the definition of planning, organizing and staffing. Yes, the correct answer will be management, because management may you obtain, deploy and utilize multiple different assets or multiple different resources. And yes, if a question is kind of vague, right? Whenever a question is kind of vague, you always have to choose the most open-ended question or the most open-ended answer rather. Because if you select the open-ended answer, that definitely will include multiple different subheads. For example, if I choose management over here, management will include planning, organizing, staffing and directing. So it's good to use an open-ended answer when the questions are vague, when the questions are not clear, right? But if in the same question, if I write identify the function of management which deals with human resource, then my answer will directly change to staffing. If I say identify that function of management which directly deals with the heartbeat of management, activating function of management, then my answer will be directing. So when question is specific, you have to identify the answer which is specific. But if it's a vague, then always go for an open-ended answer. Chaliye, question number 26. Identify the incorrect statement from the below and then select the right code. Leadership is about motivating, mentoring and inspiring, but management is about monitoring results against the plan and solving problems. In leadership, a leader coaches and advises, whereas a manager drives and orders. So these two statements are correct, by the way. Why? Because what is the difference between leader and a manager? A manager will just give you a direction. A leader will give you guidance. He will provide you what you have to do in future. A leader will also give you direction of the work. So if you have to become a person, then become a leader and not a manager. You would have seen this Surya Kumar Yadav, the current T20 captain. He says what? That I want to become a leader and not a captain. Because if you are a captain, then you are just a manager. But if you are a leader, then you are changing the life of many people. Right? Generally speaking, management is part of leadership. Read it again. Management is part of leadership. No, leadership is part of management. So only C is incorrect. I think A and B are correct. But the options over here are incorrect, right? So answer will be option number C. Answer will be option number C. Do remember the difference between leader and a manager. These are definitely important for you. Question number 27 is a previous year question. In managerial grid of leadership, which type of leader is there at coordinates 9, 9? So we all know the management grid, right? You have improvised style, which is 1, 1. You have task management 9, 1. You have country club manager 1, 9. Then you have middle in the road 5, 5. And then you have team 9, 9. So my answer will be team. In team, you are best in task. You are also best in handling the relationships. In your task relationship, you are only good in task, not in people orientation. In improvise, both scores are very, very low. In country club, you have a very low score on task, but you have a very high score on people orientation. In middle of the road, you balance it out. But if you are in 9, 9, then definitely you are a team manager, which is option number C. Right? And this is SEBI Grade A Phase 2 2018. Now I don't know in 2018 will you categorize this question as tough or moderate or easy. That is totally up to you, but I would still say stick to the basics. Make sure that you cover everything which falls in the definition of management at least, right? And you do not do any extra stuff which is not required. So my answer over here will be option number C, which we have solved. Question number 27 now. A company promotes an experienced engineer to the position of CEO. Okay, initially he performs well in solving technical production issues, but struggles when it comes to understanding the overall business environment, aligning with different departments, setting long-term strategic directions. According to Robert Kart's managerial skill framework, which skill does the CEO most needs to develop at this stage? So Robert Karts has given you 3 skills, right? You have technical skills, you have human skills, and then you have conceptual skills also. Conceptual skills are analytical in nature, like where I want to take my company ahead. Human skills is like how you deal with the people. Technical skills is related to your know-how of the job. So try to answer this question now. He performs well in solving technical production issues, so he is very good in technical skills, but he struggles when it comes to understanding the overall business environment. This is a classic example of conceptual skills, because in conceptual skills you try to understand what is going in the company, how the things will happen, and where will the things go in future. Right? So my correct answer will be option number C, conceptual skills. Right? Cool. So my correct answer will become option number C. Next question is question number 28. Under F.W. Taylor concept of functional foremanship, worker receives instruction from multiple supervisors based on the functional expertise. Which of the following is not a functional foreman under this system? So you have to tell me which of the following is not a functional foreman under this system. So under functional foremanship we have 8 managers, 4 working under production, 4 working under planning departments, right? So route clerk is there, instruction card clerk is also there, disciplinarian is also there, you also have inspector, you also have speed boss, but production manager nahi hota hai. So my correct answer will be option number D. Production manager is not a concept when it comes to functional foremanship, and therefore my correct answer will become option number D. Right? Then you have 29. Chaliye, you answer this question. Pause this video and try to answer it. Pause this video and try to answer this now. A company first studies an existing job to determine the duties to be performed, skill required and responsibility involved, and working conditions. Later, HR department restructures the same job by adding variety, increasing autonomy, modifying responsibility to improve employee motivation. In this context, which of the following correctly identifies the 2 activities which are performed? So first you can see activity number 1 is performed, then activity number 2 is performed. The question is asking you what is the name of activity 1 and activity 2. Both activities represent job analysis. Okay, the first activity is job design, the second is job analysis. The third option says that the first activity is job analysis and the second one is job design. Both represents job design. The first activity is manpower planning and the second one is job evaluation. So what will be your correct answer? See, when you are collecting information, in the first, company studies the existing job to understand duties, skills, responsibilities. This is all job analysis. This is all job analysis. In job analysis, you collect, right? You make a good repository. But after that, you do job design. So my correct answer will be option number C. Job design means what? To design a job so that there is no monotony in the workers when they are doing the job. So my correct answer will be option number C. Good. Question number 30. Again, a statement based questions which you have to read and answer. Ram spends most of the time in networking, socializing with seniors, and managing internal politics of the office. He gets promoted quickly. However, its team morale and performance remains average. So Ram is like, I am doing good, but my team is not able to do good. Mohan focuses on communication, employee development, motivation, and conflict resolution within his team. His team consistently achieves high performance target, but he receives slower promotions. So you have to tell me which type of leadership is followed by Ram and Mohan. So Ram is getting quickly promoted, but his team is not able to do good. Mohan has a good team, but he is getting slower promotion. So which type of leader Ram and Mohan are? See, definitely if a leader is just focusing on himself, then he is a successful leader. But a leader, he focuses on the team and he keeps his personal interest aside, then he or she is an effective leader. What is effective? Effective is like best. Successful is like you are only the one who is getting promotions, but your team is not going good. And in leadership, your team also has to go with you. You cannot say that I am the best. You have to say that me and my team are the best. Right? So Ram is definitely a successful leader, but Mohan will be an effective leader. So my correct answer will become option number B. You can also understand this concept with an analogy. Successful leaders are kind of managers. These are transactional people, transactional leaders. Those who know the concept, they will be able to match it. But those who are effective, these are transformational leaders. These are the best in the class. So my correct answer will be option number B only. 31. A good question to answer. चलिए बताइए. During a management discussion, 4 managers make following observations. Ram is saying that if in our company, 20% of the clients contribute nearly 80% of the profits. Sham says whenever a company employees give more time to complete a task, the work somehow expands and still gets completed just before the deadline. Mohan says after installing CCTV cameras and increasing supervision, employees' productivity improved temporarily because they felt that they are being observed. Next question says some customers are buying this luxury car because of its high price as it gives them prestige. So which of the following correctly identifies the principle referred to Ram, Sham, Mohan and Panjal? Okay, so these are 4 people who have given you 4 different statements. You have to identify that which statement talks about which particular principle. If Ram says that in our company 20% clients contribute to 80% of the total profits, this is your Pareto's principle. Pareto principle says what? 20% of efforts will give you 80% of results. Very famous principle around management. Sham says whenever we give employee more time to complete a task, the work somehow gets expanded and still gets completed before the deadline. This is Parkinson law. Parkinson law says what? That if you have a deadline of 20 days, you will complete the task in 20 days only. You will not do the effort to complete the task in 10 days because it's a human nature. Mohan says that increasing observation has increased in productivity. This is Hawthorne experiment. Right? This is Hawthorne experiments. Very important. Panjal says if some customers are buying luxury car because of prestige, this is Veblen effect. This is Veblen effect. This you teach in economics. This you study in economics. So my correct answer will be option number A itself. Right? These are very famous laws in India, or these are very famous management principles around the world, not just in India. Cool. Coming to 32. The term authority and power are generally used interchangeably in the practice, but there is a clear-cut distinction between the two. Which of the following is not a correct difference between authority and power? So you have to read the statements and then tell me which of the following is not the correct difference between authority and power. See, if you say positional power, Positional power is authority only according to me. Right? Positional power is authority only. So read. Authority is the right to command while power is ability to influence. Absolutely correct. Which of the following is not a correct? You have to identify the incorrect one. Right? Authority is downward flowing concept but power flows in all direction. Okay. Authority can be both formal and informal while power is informal. This looks incorrect to me because power can also be formal. For example, if you reach out to a leader, then leader can have personal power also and positional power also. So saying that informal power or power is informal, this looks incorrect to me, and you have to identify which of the following is not correct. Authorities rest with position while power is all pervasive. Yes, so option number C looks a bit dubious to me. Dubious as in like, yes, this can be not 100% correct. Like power can be informal and formal. So my answer of this particular question will be option number C. Right? Authority is always formal because it comes from the position. But power can be both informal and informal. Formal and informal, I mean. Question number 33. A manufacturing company is facing a temporary financial difficulties and suspends some workers without terminating their employment. So you read the question and then I will answer it. A manufacturing company is facing a temporary financial difficulties and suspends some workers without terminating their employment. Right? Without possibility of recalling them once conditions improve. With the possibility of recalling them once the condition improves. Okay, so there is a rehiring possibility. Meanwhile, the same company, the employee voluntarily submits a written notice stating that his intention to leave the organization permanently. In the above situation, which of the following is correct? Clearly, you can say that the second case is of resignation and the first case is of layoff. In layoff, what you do? Due to some financial issues, you lay off. You let some people go out of your company, but when the company position improves, like there are more profits, then you can hire them back. So the first case is of layoff and the second one is of resignation. So my correct answer will be option number C. Is this retrenchment? No. Retrenchment means what? That company is telling you to leave. Company is telling you to leave. Right? Second is dismissal. This is also incorrect. Second is of resignation because you are voluntarily submitting your intention that I have to leave the company now. Right? 34. Please answer question number 34. I am waiting for all of your answers. Career plan sets career path for an employee, but dash ensures that employee is well developed before he moves to the next ladder in the hierarchy or makes horizontal movement from one line to another. Career plan sets the career path for the employees, but dash makes that employee is well developed before he moves to the next ladder in the hierarchy. What is this concept? Enlargement, empowerment, enrichment, or development? Yes, the correct answer will be career development. Career development means that you are developing your career across multiple lines. Today you are a teacher, tomorrow you become a different person altogether because you have developed certain skills in you. Right? So the correct answer of this question will be career development, which is option number B. 35th. Chaliye, you only answer this question. A bank is training a newly recruited tellers. In the first method, trainee works in a separate training hall arranged exactly like a real bank branch. Uses duplicate counters and mock customer interactions. Okay, in this other method, trainee practices decision making using computerized models that replicates real life banking scenarios such as credit risk assessment and loan approval. Try to answer this question now. Which of the following correctly identifies true training method to be used? In the first one, you are trying to replicate the exact scenario, but you are exactly trying to replicate at a different place. It is clearly given, right? Trainees work at a separate training hall, but this training hall looks like the exact working area. So this is known as vestibule training. Vestibule training basically means what? That you are practicing at a new place altogether, but that new place looks like your working area. In the second one, you are practicing what? In another method, a trainee practices decision making using computerized models that replicates real life banking scenarios, credit risk assessment, and loan approval. So over here, you are stimulating. Stimulating means what? that the exact same case में what I will do. In the exact same case, what I will do. So in your vestibule training, you are trying to create the whole new outlet itself, but this outlet looks like this, like the same scenario. But under your sensitive simulation training, you stimulate as in like if I am on that place, what I will do. For example, if you stimulate you instead of me, like you come over here, I come in your place, what we will be doing. So that's stimulation training, right? So you try to put your legs into the shoes of somebody else. So that is stimulation training. Therefore, the correct answer will be option number B. Right. Vestibule training is conducted as a separate physical setup that closely resembles the actual workplace. Right. But stimulation training, on the other hand, uses models, computerized systems, artificial scenarios to replicate real life situations. So situation is the keyword over here, and over here you are creating a setup which resembles to the same actual workplace. So over in your vestibule training, we focus on the setup, but under your simulation techniques, under your simulation training, we focus on situations. I hope it is clear. Question number 36. A management professor is explaining classical content theories of motivation, which focuses on identifying human needs that drive basic behavior in an organization. While discussing major need-based motivation theories, he lists down the following. So you have to identify the odd one out over here. While discussing major need-based theories, he lists down the following theories. But there is one theory which is not a need-based theory. What will be our answer? Maslow is, Eldeffer is, Hansberg is, McClelland is. Theory Z, yes, it's content. It is content, but it is not purely a content. Theory Z is known as content because it's a traditional theory. But under theory Z, you talk about the mindset of a leader. And this we have also previously told you. That theory X, Y, and Z, these are not traditional theories. These are not content-based theories. I again want to repeat, theory Z is a non-content. Although you study them in content because they fall under the category of traditional theories. Okay, so my answer will be option number E. One last time to repeat because I think I made a fumble in my previous statement. You know that content-based theories are also known as traditional. These are also known as need-based theories or humanistic approach to motivation. Right? These are the four synonyms which we know. But content-based theories, the first one is Abraham Maslow, Eldeffer, then you have David McClelland, then you have Hansberg. These are pure content-based because over here you will see a specific need is mentioned. Right? A specific need is mentioned over here. But if you check for theory X, theory Y, theory Z, you still combine them in content theories because these are traditional in nature. These are traditional. बहुत पहले दी गई है इसलिए हम इन्हें include कर लेते हैं. But at the end of the day, these are not content because they are not focusing on any need. These are all mindset. Right? So answer over here will be option number E. Confusing question, but I hope you got it correct. 37. Statements are given. You have to read and identify the correct one. Wider span of control will lead to a taller organization. When you have a wider span of control, it basically means that you are controlling a lot of people. Will it lead to taller? No, it will lead to a flat organization. A narrow span of control will lead to a flatter? No, these two are like vice versa. So I will eliminate option number A. I will eliminate option number B also. If a work to perform is routine in nature, then span of control can be large. Yes, this is a right answer because if a work is routine, like it's easy to manage, then definitely you can have a large span of control. So my correct answer will be only option number D is correct, or you can say only statement C is correct, which is given in option number D. Okay. Now let's move to 38th. Under decision making model, administration man model believes that the person selects alternative which is satisfactory or good enough, although it might not be the best alternative. For this, he might have to use rule of thumb, intuition. Administrative man model is also known as what? Administration man model is also known as, I would say what? Rationalization. Maximization model is known as economic man model. Under economic man model, you try to make the best decision. You try to select the best no matter what resources you have. So economic man model is also known as maximization. But you have administration man model, which you also call as rationalization model. These are known as those model in which you will make the most optimum decision based on the resources which you have. So my correct answer will be option number C. Right? Question number 39. There are various tools in scientific management. One such tool is Dash. This tool helps in providing the graphical schedules for planning and controlling of work. So this particular schedule is known as what? Gantt charts, given by Henry Grants if I'm not wrong. Right, so my correct answer will be option number D. 40th. Scientific management is a theory of management that analyzes and synthesizes workforce. The main objective of economic efficiency is also achieved while improving labor productivity. In the same regard, identify the component which is not the part of the study done under scientific management. So under scientific management, we do multiple studies, right? Motion, method, time. Material study we do not do. Fatigue also we do. Motion study we do to eliminate unnecessary movements. Method study we do to identify the one best way to do the work. Time study is done to allocate the time for a work. Material study is not in the course. Fatigue study is done to identify the rest breaks. So my correct answer will be option number D, because over here we have to identify which of the following is not a part of the work. Right? 41. This is a previous year question of the year 2022. So now 10 previous year questions will come. You have to answer them. Events like anger, frustration, humor can blur the decision making capabilities of a person, thus limit effectiveness of the communication. These events acts as which of the following type of barrier of effective communication? Psychological, emotional, physical and perceptional. See, I know many of you will go towards psychological, but the correct answer is emotional, because anger, frustration, humor, these all are your emotions. Right? These all are your emotions. So the correct answer will be option number B. Psychological barriers are related to your mind, the state of your mind, which was not present over here. Question number 42. A company observes that employee collectively displays enthusiasm, team spirit, cooperation, and a positive work climate. Management notes this collective attitude reflects overall psychological condition of the group rather than an internal drive of an individual to achieve personal goals. So this is a previous year question again of the year 2022 phase 2 paper 2. Based on this situation, which of the following is true for organizational morale and not for motivation? One of the most favorite topic which SEBI asks, difference between morale and motivation. It reflects overall work environment and collective spirit of employees. Yes, morale says this because morale is based on a group. It represents internal psychological drives that pushes individual to act. No. Individual is a motivation thing. It is purely an individual workforce influencing personal performance. No. It arises from financial incentives only. No. So if you say only statement A is correct, so my answer will be option number A. Right? Question number 43. Identify the HRD subsystem wherein employee's performance is increased with increase in his ability and knowledge. So you have to identify an HRD subsystem wherein employee performance is increased with the ability and knowledge. So if ability and knowledge is taken into the consideration, you have training and development. Right? Training and development means what? Training will give you the skills which are needed for this particular period of time. Knowledge will be given to you for future period of time. Training works on present, development works for future. So my answer will be option number A. Rest options are not making any sense. Right? So for 43 we have option number A. 44. A company introduces a scheme where all employees receive additional payment if they exceed monthly production targets in future. Separately, employees also receive certificates and cash awards for exceptional work for the last quarter. In this context, which of the following correctly represents incentive and not a reward? Incentive is something which is already pre-announced. Right? Reward is something which will be given once you achieve a very great performance. So, question number 44, what will be your answer? A, B, C or D or E? Providing cash for something done in past, recognition of past performance, appreciation of completed work given to stimulate greater production. So you have to identify which of the following is correct for incentive. So if you see only statement D is making sense, because A, B and C, these are not even making sense. Providing cash, this can be true for reward. Recognition of past performance is again for reward. Appreciation for completed work is again for reward. Right? Reward basically means what? That I have done my job. Now because of this job is done in the best manner, my manager is giving me a reward. So the right answer over here will be option number D, because you have to identify incentive. Incentive means something which is pre-announced. Now you start the work so that you get the incentive. Right? So my correct answer will be option number D. 45th. A manager regularly identifies performance gaps, helps employees to solve work related problems, providing constructive feedback, recognizing achievements, arranging training programs, continuously monitoring progress to ensure improvement. Which managerial role describes the best? Performance management, developmental role, providing perspective, change agents, or none of the above? This is again a previous year question of the year 2022. Yes, the correct answer will be performance management. Again, look for the broader thing. Developmental role is for future, but in this question, you are giving feedback also, which is definitely for present work. You are also giving work, solving the work related problems, arranging training programs. So this will come under performance management, which will make the right answer is option number A for question number 45. 46 is again a previous year question. As per which theory of leadership, leaders are made not by training but what they are born? Obviously, this is your trait theory. Very basic question which we all know, that under trait theory only you will say what? That good leaders are born and not made. Right? Good leaders are made only through behavioral approach. This is a different set, but under this question it is clearly said leaders are not made by training, they are born. So this will fall under your trait approach of leadership. Right? So for 46 it will be C. 47. Identify the leadership style of a leader who is caring towards his employee, but in the end leader will or order shall prevail. Okay, so you are caring your employees, right? So this becomes a keyword, and in the last, leaders will or order shall prevail. So this is what kind of leadership? Paternalistic only, because in paternalistic you give the care and you expect loyalty. But you are a parent figure, so you will be dominant. So my answer will be option number B. Uh, Transactional leader was not making any sense because transactional does not give any caring. Mother figure is also not making any sense. Constructive is also not making any sense. So my answer will be option number B. 48. Which of the following is a psychological barrier? Your mind is occupied somebody. Your mind is occupied by somebody, or it is occupied at some place. So which of the following is a psychological barrier? Faulty translation is a semantic barrier. Premature evaluation, yes, it's a psychological barrier because your mind has done some early, I would say, what understanding of the message. So the correct answer over here will be option number B. Unclarified assumptions, lack of time, lack of incentive, these are all going under semantic and multiple other categories. Next, 49th. Come on, last two questions to go. Suppose in an organization employees have good communication skills, there is a high level of mutual trust, and every employee respects the other employee. In such situation, which of the following scenario will be done? So you have this question coming from PFRD Grade A Phase 2 2022. Effective communication will lead to argumentative situation. Horribly incorrect. Effective communication will increase the time taken to complete the work. Again incorrect. Why the time taken will increase? It will decrease, right? There will be less interchange of thoughts. Again incorrect. There will be more interchange of thoughts. There will be an increase in management efficiency. Yes, management efficiency will increase. Therefore, my right answer will be option number D. Last question of the day. Which of the following requires qualifications for the job? So job qualification is a part of what? Job analysis, job specification, job identification, or job card. See, when it comes to qualification, we are directly talking about job specifications. Although job specification comes under job analysis only. Job analysis includes job description and job specification and job evaluation also. But job specification talks about the skills. Job description talks about what? Your nature of duties which you will be doing. Right? And job evaluation is like ranking of jobs. So my correct answer of this question will be option number B. Right, my friends, again I will like to remind you that this is a management marathon which we have completed of 50 questions. On 11th of Feb you will have Ashima ma'am which will be taking costing questions. Again the number of questions will be 50. On 13th Feb you have Kritika ma'am who will be taking the classes of economics with all of you. On 16th Feb you have descriptive English, and then on your 18th Feb you have finance, companies acts and accounts marathon to be conducted. Okay, so this is the schedule, and again I want to tell you that we have already solved multiple MCQs related to different topics of management. Please take the help of these videos and try to solve as many MCQs as possible. That's it for this particular session. I hope you enjoyed your management marathon today. Do let me know your scores in the comment box. All the very best. Now I will meet you in the accounts marathon. Bye bye. Have a great day ahead.